Hello again, everybody. David Clary along with Dylan Woody, along with Caleb Riker and Preston Fetters, getting set for Oak Ridge High School baseball. The Wildcats taking on Martin Westview out of Martin, Tennessee in the semifinals of the Gulf Shores Classic. Let me run down the starting lineups for the Westview team. They're out of Tennessee, which is interesting. Two teams in the semifinal game, both from the state of Tennessee. Leading things off and playing center field for them will be Christopher Damon. Batting second will be the catcher, Kason Simpson. Batting third will be the third baseman, Cohen McWhirter. Batting fourth will be the first baseman, Poston Essery. Batting fifth will be the left fielder, Thomas Myers. Batting sixth will be the shortstop, Kason Spalding. Batting seventh will be the right fielder, Miles McEwen. The designated hitter will be Max Mobley. He'll be hitting for the pitcher today, and he'll be hitting in the eighth spot. Easton Wyatt will play second base, and he will hit ninth for the Westview team. They are the Chargers out of Martin. Now for the Wildcats, leading things off and playing center field will be Warren East. Batting second will be the first baseman, Joseph Webb. Batting third will be the catcher, Parker Free. Batting fourth will be the third baseman, Mikey Teasley. Batting fifth will be the left fielder, Carson Fagan. Batting sixth will be Brooks Poteet. He'll be playing right field. Batting seventh will be the designated hitter today, Noah Wood. He'll be hitting for the pitcher, the freshman Braylon Payne. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, Jaden Cheverton. And batting ninth will be the second baseman, Whit Reniger. We're moments away from baseball here on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. My name is David Clary, along with Caleb, Preston, and Dylan. We appreciate all of you watching our broadcast. We have enjoyed. This will be our fifth game in Alabama. The Wildcats sweeping a doubleheader yesterday, scoring 19 runs in the first inning of the first game, winning 22-1, and then winning 12-0 in the second ball game. And the Wildcats also have a run rule victory in the first ball game. Wildcats have just totally dominated their opponents, with the exception of the first team where they gave up 6 runs. All the rest of the ball games have been pretty much blowouts. So the Wildcats trying to make the finals for the second consecutive year. The Wildcats won the tournament a year ago, trying to do the same thing again here in 2026. We appreciate our sponsors, and that would be Laurelyn Green with State Farm Insurance, Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge. We also would like to thank Donnie Sharp with East Tennessee Spine and Sport. We also have as a sponsor Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. And, of course, the class of 1989, who encourages all other classes to get involved. Not only is he involved with our broadcast, he also sponsors a lot of things, including he built that pavilion there at Blankenship Field. Well, here we go. The semifinals, Westview wearing some pretty bright yellowish gold uniforms with blue numerals. The Wildcats in their Cardinal uniforms with their gray pants. The freshman Braylon Payne is the pitcher for the Wildcats, and we are about set with our 3-camera operation here from Gulf Shores. We're right back to the original field we were at the first time. We'll be here hopefully all day. Not really all day. Hopefully some run rule games. Ball's hit on the ground, one hop. Third baseman Mike Teasley on one hop, throws on the first in time for out number 1. Great bare hand pickup by Mikey, and that is the first out of the inning, and the batter will be the catcher, Kason Simpson. Mikey Teasley was Mr. Baseball a year ago in the state of Tennessee. He would like to repeat, but I think more importantly, Mikey would rather win a state championship in baseball. I think that would probably be his goal. As Braylon's pitch is a called strike to Kason Simpson. Just underway, top of the first inning here from Gulf Shores. A little cloudier, but the sun has peeked through. As much sunnier than it was yesterday, for sure. That pitch is another called strike. Dylan, you enjoying the table 2 days in a row?
Yeah, super nice. Instead of the park bench this time, we have a table up front and center so we can see the pitches.
Braylon has a 2-strike count. The pitch, that's up high. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kason Simpson, he's the catcher for Westview. He hits from the left side. He'll be followed by Cohen McWhirter, their third baseman. Breaking pitch stays up high, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The good news is our friend up in the press box doesn't appear to be here today.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that one, but I'm glad he's not here. So
Yeah, he wouldn't let us up there. Just rude about it, actually. 2-2 pitch. There's a called strike, and that is strike three. That is the first strikeout of the ball game for the freshman, Braylon Payne. And the batter will be the third baseman, Cohen McWhirter. Yeah, we have found, honestly, in all the different places, we've been to several fields, that unfortunately the host team has been the rudest to us, actually. They have a lot going on. They're hosting the team. There's a lot going on. That ball is hit on the first pitch to left field. Shallow left field. The shortstop back to receive it. And Jaden Cheverton squeezes it for out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down for the freshman Braylon Payne. We go to the bottom of the first inning here at Gulf Shores. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge and Westview Chargers will be back in a moment. Welcome back to Gulf Shores. The Wildcats coming to bat for the first time in this one. The leadoff man will be the center fielder, Warren East. He'll be followed by Joseph Webb and Parker Free. The Wildcats 4-0 at this Gulf Shores tournament. As I mentioned, Oak Ridge won it a year ago. Trying to repeat. Jeremiah Ball is the first base coach. I was told just a second ago that he has never lost a ball game when he is the first base coach. That's a little pressure on him as the Warren steps in, rips the ball deep to left, and this one is going to be foul. Off the fence, but well foul, and the count is 0-1. You got all of that one just a little bit too far hooked to the left.
yeah, that was a great hit. It was just too far left and out of bounds.
That is Dylan Woody. We got Caleb Riker with us as well. I'm sure we'll get his voice in at some point. No balls and 1 strike to Warren. Pitch to him. That's a go. Looked good, but I guess a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Semifinals here at the Gulf Shores tournament. And here's the pitch to Warren. That's low and outside. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. It'll be Warren East, Joseph Webb, Parker Free, and hopefully more in the Wildcat lineup. Head coach Travis Free down in the third base coaching box. Warren in, 2-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. Dylan doing the scoreboard work. Caleb switching cameras. We've got the 3 cameras going today. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch hit on the ground, right through the legs of the third baseman, and the Wildcats have their leadoff man aboard. That'll be an error. The ball might have taken a funny hop, but that's an error. And the Wildcats have a good start here with a runner on. And the batter will be the Vanderbilt commit, Joseph Webb. Joseph is a junior, was the winning pitcher in the ball game yesterday, the second game against Collinsville, Alabama, which only lasted 4 innings, I do believe. The Wildcats had a 3-inning game and a 4-inning game yesterday with run rules in both of them. Joe steps in, throw over to first, and Warren is back. Yeah, I was kind of interested to talk to Joe about how his Vanderbilt recruitment went. It was an interesting story he told me yesterday. Warren a big lead at first, not going the pitch to Joe is evidently a little bit inside. How much was that one? 68 miles per hour by the Westview pitcher, who is Zach Kaufner. Pitch to Joe. Inside. And the count is
2-0.
The scoreboard is hard for me to read. I'm not going to blame it on age. I'm just going to blame it on bad light bulbs. Warren's going. Here's the throw. It's high. It's an easy stolen base for Warren East. And the Wildcats have a runner in scoring position. And Joe will be followed by Parker Free. So the Wildcats trying to jump on Westview like they've done every other opponent in this tournament in the first inning. Working from the stretch, time is asked for by the catcher, and he's going to wander out and talk to his pitcher. Appreciate all of you watching our broadcast. We've enjoyed our trip down here, but all good things have to come to an end. I know Preston's happy. Preston has not been home at all, really, for the entire spring break. He went to the beach before with the Anderson County baseball team, and now he's with the Oak Ridge team. And he's getting a little grumpy, but, you know, as soon as we feed him, Warren's going to go to third, and either way, it's going to be Joseph. I think, was he hit by the pitch? I think he was, and it's a dead ball. So the Wildcats have runners at first and second, and the batter is now Parker Free. Parker, back-to-back ball games, has hit home runs, leads the team in that category. He is the right-handed hitting junior catcher. The Wildcats only have 5 seniors on the team, which obviously bodes well for the future. And Parker steps in. Runners at first and second, no score. We're in the bottom of the first. Parker takes one low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Caleb, you switching cameras today? Are you enjoying it, sitting on the box?
Yeah, I am. It's actually not as uncomfortable as I thought it would be, David.
Parker back in, 1 ball, no strikes. Hit to right field this time. It's going to drop in for a base hit, at least one. It's going to be at least one for Parker, and it's going to be not an RBI. It's going to be, they did station to station. Warren had to hold just a bit. He wasn't exactly sure if the ball was going to drop in or not, and the Wildcats will have the bases loaded on a little bloop single by Parker Free. And the Wildcats, Mr. Baseball in the state of Tennessee, Mikey Teasley, will step in. Mikey has signed to play at the University of Tennessee, as Oak Ridge fans know. Wildcats are going to get a courtesy runner in the ballgame. That'll be Andy Hudson. He'll be running for Parker. And Mikey will step in with the bases loaded. Carson Fagan is on deck for the Wildcats. Warren's your lead runner. Outside a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. The winner of this game plays for the championship of this tournament. That game will be immediately following this one, whoever it might be. Oak Ridge trying to get back to the title game. The pitch to Mikey. Ripped foul. Way foul to the left side. Got way around on it. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out here in the first inning. The Wildcats have loaded the bases. The Wildcats scored 19 runs in the first inning in their first game yesterday against Shades Valley. Just trying to dent the scoreboard here as Mikey stems in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cut on a missed. Good pitch that time. And the count is 1-2. Mikey bends his knees slightly as he steps back in the box. 2-strike pitch to him is hit in the air to right center field. It's going to be caught by the center fielder, but it's going to be enough for the runners from second and third to tag, and the Wildcats have a 1-0 lead. That's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Mikey. And the Wildcats lead at 1-0. Moving over to third was Joseph Webb. Andy Hudson had to stay put at first, so the Wildcats have them on the corners with 1 out, leading 1-0 over Westview. Carson Fagan steps in. Carson hit a long home run yesterday for the Wildcats. Just yesterday was just a run fest. I mean, it was just unbelievable how many runs the Wildcats scored. 19 runs in the first inning, which I had never seen, honestly, in my life. Wildcats have one so far. They're slacking. Carson back in. The pitch to him. Hit in the air softly to right center field. It is going to drop in for a base hit. In to score will come Joseph Webb. And the Wildcats now lead it 2-0. Didn't do much, just put his bat out in front and dropped it into right field. And that is an RBI single for Carson Fagan. And the batter now will be the right fielder for the Wildcats, Brooks Poteet. Wildcat team welcomes their newly scored runner, Joe Webb, back to the dugout. Wildcats with runners at first and second, 2 in. The pitch to Brooks is outside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Designated hitter Noah Wood is on deck for the Wildcats. Noah doing good work in that position. He's played a lot of shortstop for the Wildcats, but he's kind of filled in well. That pitch is at the belt for a called strike on the outer half of the plate, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, 2 in, 2 on for the Wildcats. Playing Martin Westview, the Chargers out of West Tennessee. Pitch, down low a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. This is not a plug for Aubrey's, but anytime you go eat at Aubrey's in Oak Ridge, Noah's usually there. He might seat you. Tell him good work. As Brooks swings through that pitch, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Do you eat at Aubrey's much?
I've never eaten at Aubrey's.
Dylan, I'm going to have to take you to Aubrey's at some time. I took your brother for the first time to Aubrey's one time in Powell. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Brooks hits it on the infield, foul territory. The third baseman over towards the Oak Ridge dugout makes the catch. And that is out number 2. And the Westview guys applaud, and their fans off to our right. They've got a good contingent. You know, we found the Alabama teams, with the exception of Collinsville, the out-of-state teams have, followed their teams well. Noah steps in, 2 in, 2 on still. There's 2 outs, though. Pitch, hit foul. Out of play over to the right side. Dimensions of the field is 320 down the line in right, 320 down the line in left, and 360, 380 to center. My eyes are not good. It's terrible when you get old, Dylan. You don't have to deal with that yet. Pitch to the plate to Noah is a bit high, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. We were here, I guess, what day was that? That would have been Monday. It was very hot and sunny. Noah back in. Pitch. Stays up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jaden Cheverton, the shortstop, is on deck for the Wildcats. He'll be followed by Whit Reniger, but Noah's got to get on. There's 2 outs. That's ball 3 inside. Wildcats 1 pitch away from loading the bases once again. Wildcats have put 2 on the board. RBIs from Mikey Teasley and Carson Fagan. Noah 3-1 pitch. Oh, he flinched there for a second. Almost called it, but did not. It was inside and high. That's a good call, but I think the Westview fans probably didn't like the flinch.
Yeah, that looked like a strike to me, but I'm also sitting right in front of the plate.
Wildcats stepping in with Jaden Cheverton. Lead runner now for the Wildcats, I believe, is Andy Hudson. Wildcats have Carson Fagan on base too. Having trouble talking today. A lot of baseball. It's kind of early. Maybe not as early as yesterday's game, actually. Pitch to Jaden, way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 Wildcats. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Gulf Shores. Probably can see the big water tank and out in left center field. There's a called strike to Jaden, and the sophomore is still ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sophomore second baseman Whit Reniger is on deck for the Wildcats. Bases loaded. Pitch. Yeah, that's a pretty pitch. I think that's one he wants back. I think he probably could have done something with that one. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jaden's been very solid at the plate for the Wildcats. Very solid in the field at short. 2-2 pitch. Ripped to center field. That's a base hit. 1 run in. 2 runs in as Andy Hudson scores. Also coming in to score is Carson Fagan. That is an RBI single, 2 RBI single for Jaden Cheverton. And the Wildcats once again score 2 times. It's 4-0 Oak Ridge. Wildcats have batted around. The Wildcats batted around twice yesterday in the first inning, which I've never seen before. I've never seen 19 runs scored in an inning before, as they did yesterday in the first game. Pitch to Witt is hit foul. Off to the left and out of play. So Warren has scored. Joseph has scored. Andy Hudson has scored. Carson Fagan has scored. The Wildcats have the lead man out at second, and Noah, as the ball's hit down the line, but foul. Looks like Coach McKeithen has left us today. Jeremiah Ball is the first base coach. That's another bad thing when you get older, Dylan, Caleb. You have to work. I mean, it's one of those things you got to do, and I guess he had to return to work. 2-strike pitch, hit in the air, foul over the top of the Oak Ridge stands to our left and out of play. Good job of hitting by Jaden, by the way. 2 strikes on him. Just poked it into left field, or center field. The Wildcats not really trying to do much. They just hit it where it's pitched. Here's the pitch to Witt. He takes one low, and the count is 1-2. It's 4-0 Wildcats. 4 runs here in the first. I think every one of our ball games at this tournament, the Wildcats have scored multiple runs. As Witt steps back in and be followed by Warren East. Warren reached on an error, started the whole inning to lead off the ball game for the Wildcats. As that pitch bounces away and the 2 runners will move up. Noah's going to be the runner at third, and Jaden Cheverton's going to be the runner at second. Westview's Adam Martin. They are the Chargers. Talked to their athletic director before the ball game. He's friends with Coach Gaddis. Are you bored there, Dylan? Kind of slow to start. We got a lot of runs going on the board here. Trying to get more as Witt steps back in. Hit back our way, over the top of us and out of play. One thing I can say about Dylan, he's ducking less and less on these foul balls.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't duck at that one. I mean, it came back a little bit towards us.
We've been really kind of lucky. Nothing has really come super close to us or our cameras as Witt hits the ball foul, well foul, on the right side. And the count remains at, I believe, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our producer today is Dylan Woody. Our technical switcher, what would be a good name for him? What good kind of fancy technical name for Caleb Riker?
Maybe
Switcher boy?
Yeah, maybe photographic changer or something like that, or videographer.
We're back in. 4 runs in for the Wildcats. Here's the pitch. Hit into left field. That's another base hit, and 2 more runs are going to score. Wildcats score with Noah Wood. Also coming in to score will come Carson Fagan. And the Wildcats have batted around and put 6 on the board. And that is a single and 2 RBI for Witt. And it is now 6-0. And the Westview coach is going to come out and talk with his pitchers. 6 runs in. The Wildcat hit parade just continues. The Wildcat bats have been smoking hot here in Gulf Shores.
Yeah, they've been perfect, I think. Just line drives, some perfect placements. And I think we're going to get a home run soon, David.
6-0 our score. We'll kind of take a break. We're going to have a pitching change. Appreciate the class of 1989 and Chris Corwin for being one of our sponsors, along with Mike Kelly with Bessie Coleman Realty. We also have Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge, East Tennessee Spine and Sport, and the Fox Insurance Group, and, of course, the Fagan family down in Texas. Wildcats on top 6-0. We'll be back to Gulf Shores in a moment. Tommy, I like that one. We've got a new name for Caleb Riker as Warren East steps in. The 10th man to bat in the Wildcat first. They lead it 6-0. Wildcats still have a runner at first, and the pitch is down low, a ball. Video technology coordinator. That's a little hard to say, though, Tommy. Tommy and Martha obviously watching the ball game today. Tommy and Martha Lee back in Oak Ridge. Pitch hit in the left field. That's another base hit. So Warren has his first hit of the game. And moving down to second, we'll go Whit Reniger. And the batter now will be Joseph Webb. Joseph was hit by a pitch his first time and scored a run. Noah scored a run. Jaden Cheverton scored a run. The Wildcats have 6 on the board here in the first inning. Joe steps in, 2 on. And the pitch to the plate, that's up high, a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Winner of this game plays in the championship game. The Wildcats, as I mentioned, are the defending champions of this tournament. Pitch to Joe, hit foul, out of play. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Chargers out of Westview. I think that's in Martin, Tennessee. Joe back in. The pitch to him, hit on the ground, foul. Up the third base line, and he's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Parker Freeze on deck. He had a single, and his runner, Andy Hudson, scored a run. There are 2 outs. Pitch to Joe. Hit foul again. Out of play over towards the parking lot to our right, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wildcats are the number 1 seed in the semifinals. Westview would be the 4th, as that pitch is high and outside, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'll ask Jeff here in a second who the other 2 teams remaining are.
Oak Grove, and I can't remember the other one.
Well, hopefully we'll play Oak Grove because we can't remember the other one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Joe. Cut on a miss, and that's a strikeout. And that is out number 3. But the Wildcats do put 6 runs on the board. RBIs from Mikey Teasley, Carson Fagan, Jaden Cheverton, and Whit Reniger. And the Wildcats lead it going to the second inning, 6-0. We are live at Gulf Shores in Alabama. We're going to take another break. Appreciate all of our viewers. Tell us where you are watching us from. We would like to find out why you're watching, if you have family members or if you just an Oak Ridge baseball fan or a baseball fan in general. We would like to know where you're watching from. We'll be back for the second inning in a moment. Welcome back once again to Gulf Shores. We go to the top of the second inning. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the lineup. And the ball is hit on the ground to Braylon Payne, the starting pitcher. The freshman throws on the first in time for out number 1. Thomas Myers, the left fielder, he steps in. 4 up and 4 down for Braylon Payne. Big, tall freshman. Pitch. Cut on a miss with a high fastball. 83 miles per hour. 1 strike pitch. 2 strike pitch coming up as the pitch hits the outside half of the plate. And the count is 0-2. Thomas Myers back in, 2 strike pitch, cut on a missed. That's the strikeout, and that is the second strikeout of the ballgame for Braylon Payne. And the batter will be the shortstop, Kason Spalding. 5 up and 5 down for the freshman. Picked up a victory the other day in a ball game in his first start ever as an Oak Ridge Wildcat. Trying to remember the game, if it was the Jefferson County ball game or the Providence Academy. Providence Academy it was. So he's 1-0 on the year. Not bad for a freshman. Here's the 1 strike pitch. Cut on a miss. Swinging strike 2. And the count is 0-2. Braylon's going to be a really good player for us. He plays football, tight end, long snapper, but I think baseball is where it is at for him. Helps to be tall, too, as that ball is a little chopper, and Braylon fields it and throws on to Joseph Webb, and Westview is retired quite quickly. And we go to the bottom of the second inning in a 6-0 ball game. Oak Ridge leads it. We'll be back to Gulf Shores thanks to Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance and Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, amongst others. And hello to the Fagan family. Do we have anything on the chat going, by the way?
Someone suggested technician. Somebody suggested that Caleb's professional name should be technician.
Video technical coordinator is what Tommy Lee said. And that's all we've got?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we appreciate you watching our game wherever you might be. I'm going to put the mic down here. 6-0 Oak Ridge as we go to the bottom of the second. Here we go once again, the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Parker Free leading things off for the Wildcats. Parker singled his first time, a little bloop single to right. His runner, Andy Hudson, scored as the Wildcats put 6 on the board. Not quite the 19 we saw on the board yesterday in the first inning. Parker stands in. He's hit home runs in back-to-back ball games. I think he leads the team with 6, I do believe, as Parker takes one in for the first strike, and the count is 0-1. Mike Sheehan's watching our ball game, as he always does. We look forward to seeing Mike pretty soon. We're still working out the logistics. When we return home, we play Lenore City on Monday and Wednesday. Still trying to work out the crew for that one. Ball's hit, foul territory, out of play once again. The count is 0-2. Unfortunately, guys, I start my job in Atlanta tomorrow. It's opening day for the Braves. They take on the A's, so I'll be here and there for the rest of the season. But I've enjoyed these few ball games. That pitch is down low. I think Alex Myers is going to handle the duties on Monday. And maybe James Branson on Wednesday. If not, maybe Ben George. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Parker back in. The pitch hit, foul again. Out of play, over to the right, and out of play. I guess there's somebody up in the press box now because they are playing the music. Wonder if it's our friend from Monday.
I hope not.
Parker back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Yeah, it's a ball up high. The Westview fans thought it was a strike, but it was definitely at shoulder level. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Parker will be followed by Mikey Teasley, then Carson Fagan. Here's the pitch to Parker. That's ball 3, outside. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 6-0 Wildcats. Oak Ridge hoping to get to the championship game against either Mountain Brook or Oak Grove. They'll be playing as the pitch. Parker hits it on the ground over towards Coach Free, and his dad fields it correctly, throws it into the pitcher, and the count remains full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dylan, have you ever played for your dad?
No, I have not.
Well, okay. He's probably harder on Parker than just about anybody, but it is the way he plays. As the ball is hit on the ground, third base side, and he boots it. He's got time, then delivers an airmail, and he is safe. The ball scoots away, and Parker's headed for second. So the Wildcats have their leadoff man, and this is exactly how the first inning began. A hard hit ball by Warren in that inning through the legs of the third baseman, and this time Parker reaches base safely on the air by the third baseman. Then Wildcats will send Andy Hudson back out onto the field. So the Wildcats have a runner in scoring position. The batter is going to be Mikey Teasley. Mikey had a sacrifice fly and an RBI his first time. Had several RBIs yesterday. Just about everybody who played yesterday knocked in runs. everybody on the team who started got on base. As a pitch to Mikey is a called strike. Mikey didn't agree. He takes a little walk around the right-handed batter's box. 6-0 Oak Ridge. We're in the second inning. Mikey will be followed by Carson Fagan. Appreciate Sexton Automotive, along with the Todd Fox with the Fox Insurance Group. A lot of those advertisers have been with us all the way through football, basketball, and baseball. We appreciate all of them. The pitch, that's high and tight. Appreciate Uncle Andy as well. His face pops up on the screen. We don't have the Fagan family. We could put their face up on the screen if they'll send us some picture. We could do that for them. Class of 1989 as well. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mikey. Pitcher gets kind of bothered a bit by Andy Hudson out at second. Now the catcher will go out and talk to him. Wildcats put 6 on the board in the first inning. They put 19 on the board in the first inning in the first game yesterday. And I say that over and over, not anything against Shades Valley, but to me that's just so incredible. I mean, 19 runs in 1 inning. Just so incredible. Westview pitcher is a right-hander, the second man used by them. We'll check his name in a second. I didn't make note of it when he came in. And once again, Andy is kind of bothering him. Mikey steps back in. Pitch, hit foul, out of play. Crowd's not quite as lively as it was yesterday in the Collinsville game, where we had kind of back and forth going between their fans and our fans. Had about 70 fans. Looks like we've lost a few since yesterday. Here's the pitch. Mikey takes one up high. That very easily could have been strike 3. It looked pretty good. It might have been a little inside. That's what Mikey signals to his teammates. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Andy Hudson, the base runner, at second base. 2-2 pitch to Mikey. Hit into left field. That's a base hit. So Mikey picks up his first hit of the game. And he'll go to second on a hustle play. And all the way around he goes. He just kept going, and Wildcats took advantage of their not really paying attention. And the Wildcats have 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. And the batter will be Carson Fagan. Carson singled, knocked in a run, scored a run back in the first inning. Seems like so long ago because so many we batted around. Actually, 11 people batted in the first inning. Timeout is asked for by Carson. Steps out. I know Carson's grandparents are watching down in Texas. Always appreciate them as our viewers. Pitch to Carson. Bounces away, and here comes another run. Wildcats on top now, 7-0, as Andy Hudson comes in to score his second run. And it is 7-0. Over to third goes Mikey. One ball, no strikes, nobody out. Fagan will be followed by Brooks Poteet in the Wildcat lineup. Pitch to Carson. Hit on the ground. There's another base hit and another RBI. Second hit of the ball game and second RBI for Carson Fagan. In to score the run is Mikey Teasley. And the Wildcats up the lead to
8-0.
as we play here in the second inning. There's still nobody out. Brooks Poteet, the batter. He popped out to third his first time. Nobody out. Runner at first. Carson Fagan. Carson's bat coming alive down here in Alabama. Pitch. He squares the bunt. Hits it right back to the pitcher. It's the catcher who fields it. He throws. Bang, bang, play, and he is safe. That is an infield single for Brooks Poteet, and the Wildcat inning continues as we go to Noah Wood. Noah scored a run his first time. He walked. The Wildcats have runners at first and second Westview is the opponent. They actually lost a ball game in this tournament. They are the 4th seed. Oak Ridge is the number 1 seed, 4-0. Noah steps in. As I mentioned, he walked and scored a run his first time. Pitch to him is down low a ball. Noah's the designated hitter today. He's hitting for the pitcher, Braylon Payne. He'll be followed by Jaden Cheverton, who had a 2 RBI single his last time. Then Whit Reniger, who had a single and 2 RBIs. There's ball 2. This is the second pitcher used. This is number 2 for them, and that is Kaysen Spalding. I failed to mention his name earlier. Pitch to the plate. That's up high. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. It's our 5th ball game since Monday. And my crew looks dead tired here. These games have not, honestly, been very exciting. They've all been blowouts to this point. Hopefully, if we make the second game, it'll be a little bit better, as that pitch is a called strike. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike.
3 balls and 1 strike.
8-0 Oak Ridge. Wildcats won the first game yesterday, 22-1. Won the second game, 12-0. Ball's hit on the ground to the second baseman. He fields it. They've got do they have the out at second? I've kind of see it. They did not. So the Wildcats inning continues. I honestly couldn't see. I was shielded by the umpire. What happened?
He got it, and then he dropped it. And then he missed the tag, and we got second and got a run in.
Okay, so Noah's aboard. And the batter now will be Jaden Cheverton. Jaden singled in 2 runs his last time and scored a run. It's 8-0. The Wildcats batting in the second. And that pitch is a called strike. Jaden had a really nice hit to center field his first time. Was behind in the count 0-2 and deposited it into center field. That's high. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jaden's the sophomore shortstop for the Wildcats. He'll be followed by the sophomore second baseman, Whit Reniger. Those 2 guys have knocked in 4 runs. Sophomore class doing good work today. Pitch to the plate. That's outside. Another ball. Count is 3-1. That Westview dugout is pretty quiet over there. I mean, they're really quiet. Pitch. That is outside. I guess the count now is 3-1. Oak Ridge hoping to get to the championship game for the second consecutive year. They're against Mountain Brook or Oak Grove. Jaden Cheverton back in. That's up high, ball 4. And the inning continues. The Wildcats have already put 2 on the board. They've loaded the bases with nobody out. And once again, it looks like we might have a pitching change. Take a break. I'll put the bat down. Let's see if they're going to keep him in. The batter is going to be Whit Reniger. He singled in 2 runs his last time. And let's see. He's going to hand the ball to perhaps the third baseman. So I'm going to take an opportunity to take a break. We'll be back to Gulf Shores, 8-0 Oak Ridge. Back in a moment. We're back here at Gulf Shores. David Cleary along with Dylan Woody, along with Caleb Riker and Preston Hollywood Fetters. As the batter is going to be Whit Reniger. Whit singled his last time, knocked in 2 runs. He's the number 9 hitter in the Wildcat lineup. The third baseman has moved over to pitch. That pitch is a ball outside. And that'll be Simpson. That'll be Kason Simpson, third pitcher used by the Chargers. 1-0 pitch to Whit is on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Whit singled in 2 runs his last time. He's the number 9 hitter in the lineup, the top of the order. Warren East is on deck. Bases are loaded. That pitch is high and tight. And the count is 1-1. A little windier here, less sun. So one thing bad about sitting out is that pitch is hit. Foul territory coming back our way, and it's going to be the catcher who makes the nice catch for out number 1. Nice play by the catcher for the Chargers. That is out number 1 here. Back to the top of the order, we go to Warren East. Warren's been on base twice today. Singled his last time, scored a run. He takes ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Wildcats have Brooks Poteet down at third. Wildcats at second base have Noah Wood. Jaden Sheverton is the runner, I do believe, as the ball is hit. On the infield, the pitcher back, and it's going to be the shortstop who makes the catch for out number 2. Joe Webb is the batter now. Joe was hit by a pitch his last time, scored a run. The Wildcats on top 8-0 as they play here in the second. The bases are loaded. Joe takes one on the outside half of the plate, and the count is
1 strike.
Bases full of Wildcats. Parker's on deck for the Wildcats. There's the pitch that's hit on the ground. They're going to get out of it. They're going to get the short out at second. And the Wildcats manage only to get 2 runs. They leave 3 on the base pass. We go to the top of the third inning here at Gulf Shores in this semifinal round ball game, the final 4 of the Gulf Shores tournament. The Wildcats on top of Westview 8-0. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Gulf Shores, Alabama. The Wildcats on top 8-0 over Westview. Westview has had some really fine football teams, as we know. 9-0. Sorry, as that ball is hit in the air, foul territory, off the top of the dugout. 9-0 is our score. I should pay more attention to these games, I guess. Gonna have to edit my last tweet. I'll let you do that, Mr. Woody. Put 9-0 on there as that pitch is cut on and missed. And the count is 0-2. Braylon Payne is starting pitcher for the Wildcats. He is a freshman. He has retired the first six batters he's faced. And there goes number 7, and that is a strikeout looking. And for Braylon, that'll be strikeout number 3. And the batter will be the designated hitter, Max Mobley. Having a little trouble talking today. Kind of early. Pitch, that's up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Easton Wyatt is on deck. He is the second baseman for the Chargers. Pitch, called strike at the belt, outer half of the plate, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball's hit foul out of play to our right and drifting over the top of the stands, and the count is 1-2. Parker Free is the catcher for the Wildcats, I believe. No, is that Kipton? Is that Kipton behind the plate? It is Kipton Fagan behind the plate. Wildcats also have Joseph Webb at first. Whit Reniger is the second baseman. Jaden Cheverton is short. Mikey's at third. There's called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts looking. Mobley will take a seat, and the batter now will be the second baseman, Easton Wyatt. He'll bat from the right side. He's the number 9 hitter, so Braylon has faced the minimum through the first 2 2/3 innings. Pitch. There's a called strike. The big freshman throwing strikes. That's what you like to see. For a freshman, he's got a lot of poise. He just gets the ball and rears and throws it. And there's strike 2 swinging. Strike 3. He strikes out the side. We go to the bottom half of the third inning, 9-0. Oak Ridge on top of Westview. We'll be back to Gulf Shores in a moment. We appreciate you watching our broadcast on our YouTube channel. Thanks to Laurel and Green with State Farm Insurance. Uncle Andy as well.
Yeah, and we have some chatters on the chat here. J.D. Wees, I think that's how you pronounce it, asks, does Cy Simpson's brother play baseball? I don't think that's his main sport. I think his main sport is basketball. Yeah. No. Well, one of his brothers is a basketball player. I looked it up. Yeah, well, anyways, yeah. Deegan Fagan, I think that's the Fagan's grandpa is watching from Armadillo, Texas, and Amarillo, Texas, as we start the third inning here.
Thanks a lot, Dylan, leading things off for the Wildcats. Is that Kipton? Yeah, that's Kipton Fagan stepping in. That's from the right side. The pitch. That's high and tight. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. I've lost my score sheet here. Somewhere in this maze of pages. That pitch is a called strike. Get back in once again. 2 balls and 1 strike to him. Nobody on, nobody out. 9-0 Oak Ridge. Ball's hit to center field, and that's a base hit. Good job, Kipton Fagan with his first hit of the tournament. We love to see Kipton doing well.
Yeah, that was a great hit down center field, and we love to see Kipton, our punter, and our quarterback,
and a member of our prep radio crew during basketball. And we appreciate his work with us this year as the Wildcats will come in with Mikey Teasley once again. Help me find my score sheet here for this particular game. It's the one with us up 9-0. Should be. That could be it right there. Nope, that's not it. Either way, Mikey steps in, runner at first. And the pitch to Mikey is high and tight. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Hit foul. Out of play. Wildcats. Is Kipton running, or is there a runner for him at? Is that Andy Hudson? Yes. In a minute, I'm going to search through all this paper here. I meant to throw most of it away. Andy draws the throw at first. Wildcats on top, 9-0. We're in the 3rd inning. Thank you for tuning us in, wherever you might be watching our broadcast. I say that quite frequently, but we mean it, honestly. Andy takes a lead. Mikey takes a ball. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. No. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch. Hit into the gap in right center field. The ball is going to go and roll to the wall. Coming around second is Andy Hudson. He gets the stop sign. Got the green light. Now Mikey's going to have to go back to the bag, and he is safe, I guess, or he's out. I'm not sure why Andy hit the brakes. The ball was still in the outfield. I don't know if Coach Free gave him the stop sign. But Mikey is out. Mikey continued on to run. And, well, the Wildcats do have a runner at third, but I didn't notice if Coach Free put the stop sign up for Andy, but he did come to a dead stop. And Mikey had already run through the pitch, hit on the ground. This is Carson Fagan. Yesterday, Carson's dad told him that if he hit a home run, he would give him $200. Lo and behold, he hit a home run, but his dad has not paid up. He hadn't paid. $200 he promised him, and he takes the ball. Carson's 2 for 2 in this ball game. I don't know, has your dad ever done that to you?
One time in Little League, he told me if I get 10 tackles, he would buy me an arm sleeve, and I did not get 10 tackles.
I hope Carson gets his 200 at some point. Pitch is down low. I know his grandparents are currently watching the game. I don't know how grandparents are. There's probably the check's already in the mail. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Carson is cut on and missed, and that is a strikeout. And that is out number 2, 9-0 Oak Ridge. Eventually, by the end of this inning, I am going to find the score sheet I have been working on for this game, unless it has blown away. Brooks Poteet is the batter. Wildcats have a runner at third, and pitch is cut on and missed. Brooks swings and he misses, and the count is 0-2. Pitch to Brooks Poteet, down low ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes to Brooks Poteet. The base runner at third is Andy Hudson. Pitch to the plate. Hit in the air. Foul territory. Coming back this way. And out of play. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch to Brooks Poteet, bounces away, and here comes a run. The Wildcats now lead it 10-0 over Westview. And that ball just bounced in the dirt, and Andy comes in to score his 3rd run of the ball game. Here's the pitch, cut on and missed, and Poteet goes down swinging. But the Wildcats do put on another run on the board. They do it on another wild pitch. The Wildcats lead it 10-0 after 3. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Gulf Shores in the semifinals of this tournament. The Wildcats up 10-0 as we start play here in the top of the 4th inning. New pitcher in the ball game is Dylan Skeens, and his first pitch is a called strike. Braylon Payne went 3 complete innings, striking out 5, and through 88% of his pitches were strikes. That pitch is outside a ball. Fagan is the catcher. Let's see if we got any other changes. Looks like Isaiah Wilson might be the new first baseman for the Wildcats. Check the other players here to see. It looks like maybe Josiah McClure is out in left field. Do we have a new center fielder as well?
I think Sheppy's the shortstop, and I don't know about the center field.
Yeah, I don't think that's Warren. So it's some Andy Hudson. Okay, cut on and missed. There's a swinging strike, and the count is 1-2. Dylan pitched the other day. I believe it was at CAK when the Wildcats played. As that pitch is cut on and missed, and he strikes out the first man he faces, and that is Chris Dameron. The veteran now is Graham Simpson. Might recognize that name. Very good football player for the Westview team. Pitches down low, a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Left-handed hitter. Dylan comes to the plate. The pitch. That's outside a ball. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Kaysen will be followed by McWhirter in the Westview lineup. 10-0 Oak Ridge. Here's the pitch. Inside corner for a called strike, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. Hit foul. Back to the screen. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaysen, obviously a great quarterback. His brother is the starting quarterback at Alabama. And Kaysen, how many yards did he throw for?
This year he threw for 2,000 yards.
A good player. Obviously a pretty good catcher, too. He's done a good job behind the plate. Nobody on. Pitches on the ground. That is going to be the first hit of the game for Westview. And that is a solid single by Kaysen Simpson. And the batter now will be Colin McWhirter. He popped out to short his first time. He's a right-handed hitter. 10-0 Oak Ridge. We're in the 4th inning, top of the 4th. I'm going to have to ask Coach Free what happened with Andy there at third, because Mikey was heading towards third base in a triple, and he would have made it. Ball's hit to center field. Andy Hudson over and makes the catch for out number 2. Dylan Skeens, the second pitcher used. Braylon Payne started the game. Got a courtesy runner in the ball game for Simpson. Short lead at first. The pitch. There's a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Too early to say this, but Wildcats could have a second ball game today. They're up 2-0 or 10-0, and we're in the 4th inning. Wildcats with 2 more runs. I believe it's 2 more runs would end the game at 12-0 if they can score 2 in the bottom of this inning. If Westview does not score, that is. That pitch is down low by Dylan, and the count is 2-1. 2 outs here in the 4th. 10-0 Wildcats. Pitch. Hit on the ground, third base side. Mikey Teasley throws on the first in time for out number 3. So they pick up their first hit, but they leave that runner stranded. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning here in Gulf Shores in the semifinals of this tournament. The Wildcats on top by a score of 10-0. We appreciate Laurel Lynn Green, State Farm Insurance, Mike Kelly, Betsy Coleman Realty, Todd Fox with the Fox Insurance Group, the Fagan family down in, I believe that's Amarillo, Texas, along with Sexton Automotive, Donnie Sharp. Take a quick break. Before we do that, I'll remind you of the class of 1989, also one of our sponsors, and they would like every other class at Oak Ridge High School all the way back from 1944 to get involved with academics, athletics, anything at Oak Ridge High School. 10-0 Oak Ridge, back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Gulf Shores. Kind of a cloudy day, but nice warm temperatures here. We appreciate you watching our broadcast, as I like to say over and over. And like I say all the time, I do mean it. I mean, as Noah Wood steps in for the Wildcats, Noah has been on base twice. The first time he walked and scored a run, reached on his error the last time. Not they're playing the music. Music's playing. What if that's our buddy up there? Before you say something bad, I'll pull the mic away. Noah back in, ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. Hit on the ground, foul over towards the Westview dugout. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. It'll be Noah Wood, the scheduled hitter. Let's see, who is that on? Is that Jaden on deck? I can't quite see his face. The pitch to Noah is outside a ball, and the count is 2-1. Wildcats need 2 runs this inning to end the ball game. In the run rules that they have, I guess they apply in the semifinals. As the ball is hit on the ground softly to the third baseman, he throws in time for out number 1. And the batter now will be Trice Sharp, actually. Trice is going to bat for Jaden Cheverton. Sharp getting his first at bat this ball game. Right-handed hitting senior. Primarily used, for the most part, he's a good fielder, and he can hit, but he's been primarily used as a relief pitcher for the Wildcats, and he takes one outside, ball 1. Trice will be followed by Whit Reniger in the Oak Ridge on-deck circle to our left. 10-0 Wildcats. Trice hits the ball foul, out of play, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Trice had his dog at the game yesterday. It was quite a hit with everyone. That pitch is down low, a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out here in the 4th. 10-0 Wildcats. Number 8 slot in the lineup. Trice hitting for Jaden Cheverton. Takes a ball outside, and the count
3-1.
Trice back in. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hit to the right side and foul. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I don't know if Trice will be our next pitcher or not. We'll see. 3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, third base side again. He fields it cleanly, throws on the first in time for out number 2. Better now will be the number 9 hitter in the Wildcat lineup. That'll be Whit Reniger. Whit has a single and 2 RBIs to his credit. Popped out to the catcher his last time. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Whit trying to start a 2-out rally here. Warren East is not on deck. It's going to be Andy Hudson on deck for the Wildcats. Crowd's kind of dead today. Nothing like the Collinsville game yesterday, which was quite vocal on both sides. That pitch is high and outside, and Whit's ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Been a long week, and I know everybody. I don't know if the team, I'll ask Jeff here in a second. 2-0 pitch. Are you guys going home today or tomorrow? Okay. Okay. That was called a strike? Wow. 2 balls and 1 strike, the pitch. That ball was in the right-handed batter's box, and it called a strike. I've got the best view of that, and that ball was way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. Wow, that's a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Whit Reniger back in. Number 9 hitter. 3-2 pitch. Hit foul. Coming back our way. Heads up to everybody and out of play. Three balls and 2 strikes. Whip back in. The pitch to him. That's a called strike. Good pitch that time. And that is a strikeout looking. So we go to the top of the fifth inning. We are live here at Gulf Shores. The Wildcats on top 10-0. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Dylan Skeens will begin his second inning of work. We've got Ian Koth playing right field now. Andy Hudson's in center. Josiah McClure is in left. Isaiah Wilson is the first baseman. Witt still in at second base. Kipton Fagan is the catcher, and the pitch is a called strike. Batter is Thomas Myers. He was a strikeout victim to Braylon Payne his first time. Pitch, a little bit high, and the count is even at 1-1 strike. They asked for help. He did not go. And the count is 1-1. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the top of the fifth inning here at Gulf Shores. Pitch, I guess a little low. And the count is 2-1 strike. 2-1 pitch. He hits it right back to the pitcher, Dylan Skeens. He does time, throws, and not in time. That should be an infield single for him. Dylan, I think, looked at to see if Mikey was going to field it, but Mikey wasn't close, obviously, so Dylan kind of hesitated just a bit, and that is an infield single for Westview. That's the second hit of the ball game for them. And the batter now, let's see, number 15, I believe. I think that is William Baker. If that is number 15, help me as he turns around. So William Baker bats here, and that pitch is low and outside. They have a runner at first. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch hit into right field. That's a hit for William Baker, and they've got him at first and second, and 1 out, or nobody out, and that's a solid single for Baker, and a good start for Westview here in the fifth inning. And the batter now will be number 23 for them. That'll be Charlie Sutherland. Sutherland steps in. Runners at first and second for Westview. We're in the fifth. Nobody out. Dylan Skeens, second pitcher used for Oak Ridge. The pitch. There's a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. Wildcats up 10-0. Westview trying to avoid a run rule here. They have got runners at first and second. The pitch hit foul. Back to the netting, and the count is 0-2. Thank you, Dylan. My concentration is not good either. It's because this crowd is so quiet. I mean, there is nobody talking. No balls and 2 strikes. I'm the only one talking, and that guy up in the press box. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, cut on and missed. And that is a strikeout and that is out number 1. And the batter now will be number 44. That is Max Mobley. Here comes Oak Ridge head coach Travis Free, and we're going to have a pitching change. So good job by Dylan Skeens, senior. Good job. Gets a glad handshake from his teammates and his head coach, and he'll hand the ball off, and we'll have a pitching change here at the Gulf Shores. The Wildcats 2 outs away from the championship ball game. Wildcats will bring in a new pitcher into the ball game. We'll come back and talk about him in a moment. Looking back once again to Gulf Shores, Max Minnow takes over the mound for the Wildcats, and I believe this will be his first varsity appearance this season, and maybe ever. Yeah, I think he's a youngster, and he's going to come into the ball game here. Needs 2 outs to finish this one up. Wildcats on top 10-0, trying to get to the championship ball game. But let's see what Westview has to say about that as Max Mobley steps in. 10-0 Oak Ridge. Max getting a chance to pitch, and Coach Free told me it's about winning, but it's also about getting depth and experience, and he's getting a lot of young players into these ball games, and that's good to see. And the first pitch from Max is a called strike. Mikey Teasley giving him a little bit of encouragement from third base as the ball is ripped to center field. That's going to be a base hit, and they're going to get the stop sign, and they'll have the bases loaded with 1 out, solid single. And the bases are loaded. And the batter now for Westview will be Wes. Looks like number 11, right-handed hitter. Runners all on, bases are loaded for Westview. 10-0 Wildcats. There's 1 out. Max Minnow comes in. That pitch is up high, a ball. Kipton Fagan is the catcher for the Wildcats. Started the game with Parker. Wildcats put some early runs on the board. Parker done the lion's share as the ball is hit on the ground. The Wildcats can't make the play at short. Kind of stumbled in the dirt, and the inning will continue, and they have a run. First run of the ball game for Westview. So I see it's interference. Interference is the call on the base paths. So the runner has to retreat back to third. The Westview coach is out to talk to the umpire in the field. Jeff, did you see it?
I think he stepped on his back foot.
So it is interference. So the runner is out. And so there's 2 outs now, still 10-0. As the conversation, not a pleasant one. I honestly was looking down at my score sheet. I did not see the play at all, so I can't tell you. Jeff, thinks that he stepped on his back foot, and that's an interference. There's now 2 outs, and Max Minnow trying to close the deal. The Wildcats need 1 out to win this ball game and head to the championship ball game. Kipton has the sign. The pitch is hit to right field pretty deep. Right fielder back on it, and he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Wildcats win by a final score of 10-0 over Martin Westview. Nice catch by Ian Koth out in right field, and Oak Ridge wins it 10-0. Good win for the Wildcats, and they are headed to the championship ball game of the Gulf Coast Classic. Dylan, Caleb, your thoughts on the game?
That was a nice one by Oak Ridge. I think they scored. I think it was 6 in the first inning, 3 in the next, and then 1 in the third, and that really shut the game out for the Wildcats. And really great pitching by Max at the very end there.
And also some good pitching by Dylan Skeens, and a great start by Braylon Payne. He retired all 9 the batters he faced. Caleb?
I mean, David, it's kind of looked this way the whole tournament. We've just had our way with some of these teams, and that's what Oak Ridge baseball does now.
You're exactly right. The 2 teams shake hands. 10-0 is the final score, so the Wildcats are headed to the finals against the winner of the other ball game, which is, let's see, Oak Grove and Mountain View, I do believe. So, Jeff, where are we going now?
Yeah, going to the championship game.
Is it here, I hope?
Yeah, it's here. We're staying here.
I don't.
Not going to Disney World yet.
Not going to Disney World. Okay, that's the umpires are headed out. I don't even see the other team, so we'll have a little time in between games. I guess. Yeah, they're at Gulf Shores. You're right. So they're at Orange Beach playing, and they'll play the winner, which is the Wildcats, as it'll be either Mountain Brook. I apologies, or Oak Grove. Let me run down some of the individual statistics here. Warren East scored a run and stole a base. Also had a single to his credit. Joseph Webb was hit by a pitch, scored a run. Parker Free had a single, and his runner Andy Hudson scored a couple of runs. Kipton Fagan also had a single. Mikey Teasley an RBI sacrifice fly and 2 doubles. Carson Fagan, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, scored a run. Brooks Poteet had a single today. Noah Wood walked and scored a run. Jaden Cheverton had a single and a walk. Jaden knocked in 2 runs and scored a run. Whit Reniger had a single and 2 RBIs as well. The Wildcats used 3 pitchers. Braylon Payne went 3 complete. He struck out 5. Dylan Skeens came into the ball game. He pitched an inning and a third. He had a strikeout. And Max Minnow came in and closed out the deal for the Wildcats, who win it 10-0, and they're in the championship ball game. Typically on doubleheaders, and this is what it is now, Coach Free does not come over to speak to me between games, but we will have a lot of time, so we'll wait to see if he actually does. We're waiting for the other game, which is at Orange Beach between Mountain Brook and Oak Grove, to see who wins that ball game, to see who the Wildcats will play in the championship game. I'm going to keep it right here. Actually going to turn the mic off as the Wildcats win it 10-0, because probably Coach Free will want us to fill some time as well, and he'll come over and talk to me. If not, we'll set up a new stream for the next ball game. 10-0 the final. We'll be back to Gulf Shores, Alabama, hopefully with a post-game show in a moment. Welcome back once again to Gulf Shores, Alabama, where the Wildcats have just defeated. And just look at the camera there, because your grandparents will want to see your face. Yeah. But anyway, well, Wildcats have defeated Martin Westview by a final score of 10-0. Carson Fagan joins us here. Carson, your dad tells me that he's going to pay you the money, the $200 for the home run yesterday. You think you'll ever get that money?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
You hit a home run yesterday, but today you win 10-0 over this Westview team. You were the number 1 seed, winning all 4 of your ball games, run ruling almost everybody. Talk about the tournament so far and the chances against whomever you play in the championship.
I mean, run ruling the teams are great. We haven't had the best competition out here, but I mean, it's the way baseball goes sometimes, and we just got to stay disciplined at the plate. I mean, we're not facing the teams we face in Tennessee that throw 90+, but I mean, we just got to stay disciplined at the plate, keep our same approach, just slow it down a little more and just stay playing ball. I mean, the next game right here, the championship, they just the team we're about to play just run ruled the team 15-2, so we're going to have to lock in, bring the energy, and go win us the championship back-to-back.
Mountain Grove will be the team, I was just told, and you'd already had the score, so I wasn't even aware of that. I thought early on in the year your bat's been kind of okay, but you have really kind of lit it up here at this tournament. Obviously, Coach Free told me you guys come down here for, to bond as a team, which I'm sure you have. You've been to the beach. You've done some other kind of things like that. But it's also a chance to get a little depth and just kind of get, ready for the stretch drive of the season. Talk about your year so far.
I mean, it's been great. It's a senior year, so it's all those last moments you're going to have, the last first game, you're going to have the last everything. So, I mean, we're just going to have fun. I mean, it's great to see the guys play and just everybody get in and just everybody have fun. So, it's great.
Let me ask you a question. In a race between yourself and Kipton, your little brother, who wins that one?
100% me. We raced about 2 years ago, and he thought he could beat me on a football field in a 60-yard dash. But, I mean, I showed him up and beat him about 15 yards.
Well, little brothers, that's what happens sometimes. Your senior year, as you mentioned, you don't have a whole lot of seniors on this team, and this is your last go around, obviously. You've been to the state tournament the last 2 years. What's it going to take to get back, and what's it going to take to finally get that elusive state championship?
I mean, it's a full team effort. So, like this tournament, we're trying to develop the guys, everybody, and get our depth. Like, I mean, Braylon just shoved it. So we just got to keep the depth and everything. Like, we got to let pitchers pitch and everybody, because we're going to need the depth at the end of the year. The state championship's not easy. The road to the state championship's not easy at all. I mean, we have multiple games, and it's just a constant grind. So, like, this tournament, it's just back-to-back early mornings, late nights. So we just got to keep the grind, keep the pace, and we'll go win a state championship.
One more question. Was your home run hit farther than Parker's, or who wins that one?
I would say mine, but, I mean, at the end of the day, they're both over the fence. They're both home runs. They both count as the same in the book. So just great.
Yeah, I was just trying to mess with you, obviously. Carson, I appreciate you coming over to talk with us, and good luck in the second game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Carson Fagan, the Wildcats winning 10-0 over Martin Westview. That about does it for our broadcast. I don't see Coach Free moving this direction. Wildcats win 10-0. Wildcats will take on Mountain Grove in the championship ball game. It'll be back-to-back years the Wildcats are in the finals. We'll be back probably in about, maybe 45 minutes or so. We'll have a new stream set up. We'll be back then. For Caleb, Dylan, and Preston, this is David Clary saying so long, everybody.